already.
Yeah, 64 O's penny,
See, I'm who I am and you're who you are. Life. My life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life.
All right, Martell, go ahead and tell us about yourself.
My name is Martell Collins. I'm a native to Inglewood, Southside Chicago, and I'm a Peace Campus coordinator and also a founder, and I said executive director of Wood Street Collective, of a not-for-profit that me and my friends started in the year 2023.
As someone who's connected to so many resources, what does it mean to be the middleman to you, and how are you showing up in your community?
Just me just giving myself the name, the middleman. Just me just actually pulling together my niche in life, and that's just, I always been into restorative justice work. I always dealt with community, youth, development. I always been about just changing the narrative of just the unfortunate and the underserved. I'm familiar with that background. I come from that background, just being black. I'm just trying to be the hero or just that outlet for youth or the community that I would have loved to have as growing up and coming up as a kid.
I know you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but tell us a bit more. What is the Wood Street Collective?
Yeah, so Wood Street Collective is actually an agriculture and environmental non-for-profit. It's a non-for-profit that me and my friend Nate, we started in 2023. It all started from us just actually kicking it and hosting parties at small rundown gardens around Chicago. Started off on 65th and Wood Street, across the street from a abandoned high school called Harper High School. Yeah, the space really consists of just like growing, so we kind of like took over as far as like with parties, but ideally we wanted to just have fun, be in nature. And so we decided to get serious once we knew our notoriety started to grow. We knew I was already working with a non-for-profit called Agro Chicago and just doing restorative justice work and just familiar with just civil leadership, youth development, jobs and economic development. I was already in the mix of those systems, so we just actually applied those to our non-for-profit. And we identified that also we was youth. We wasn't that far from youth, and we have a more of an immediate connection when it comes to just illustrating out what they would like to have, or in ourselves as well. So right now we have a Wood Street garden that's on the location of 62nd and Wolcott Avenue, and we also have a bookstore that's located in Brighton Park on 4591 South Archer Street.
Let's talk about another one of your ventures. What is the People's Partner Co?
The People Partners is actually it's a consulting team that I have started. I'm looking to actually get an LLC for it. Right now, it was in the works right now for LLC, and it's really a hybrid of just myself. Like I said, I've been doing community works and around not-for-profits since 2017. And now I have honestly, I just was just within that time was just shaping my niche. When it just come to myself, and what I identified is that I help implement programs here at my current job and at my business in Wood Street, and I work with data and systems coordinating, helping scale and tracking whether folks are taking folks from striving to a thriving point. I feel that local intelligence can be used when it comes to small businesses, non-for-profits that's looking to actually serve and thrive, not only serve, but also thrive and be transparent when it comes to just being in underserved communities, having businesses in underserved communities, just making sure that like things are being transparent, not only their intentions as far as when it comes to the store that business is being met, but also that is in the likeness of just that community and those residents.
Tell us about a time when a community organization or community member may have impacted your life, and how did that influence you to serve your community?
To be honest, there's like a two-part answer to that. Well, first, like I said, I started off doing youth programming in 2017, but That organization actually gave me the opportunity to see like my potential. It actually pulled me. It actually got me the opportunity to pull myself from a general labor job and like where I like put crazy amount of exhaustion on my body just from working at these industrial stores or retail stores. It actually gave me hope to be like, hey, I don't have to be an entertainer or something that's, I would say, promoted and always put in like black and brown faces as far as like our only outlet to make it or to be wealthy or like. So just having the opportunity just gave me like, okay, I can shape myself and also my community. And second, as the work go on, just the success, I want to say success stories, just the change stories, I would say. Cause that's all I'm about. Like I'm just trying to teach folks how to fish for themselves. My main goal is not to able folks, so I teach folks how to fish in my community in various different ways. And when folks come back and be like, "Hey, I got the job," or when we've been working like 2 months at it, that's what gives me courage to actually show up and continue to keep doing this work each and every day. You make a difference in the household. That's what it's really about when it comes to me.
And since you've helped so many people, can you tell us about a story in specific about an individual or family that you've impacted?
Yeah. So it's this guy named I can give it, I won't give out his full name, but his name is Julius. If you see this, Julius, I really appreciate you because you helped shape me and just moving forward. You and your family, I really appreciate you all for trusting me because in this work, people come discouraged, especially just being grown and needing help, being black. We are very prideful. So to and I'm 25 and there's folks that I'm dealing with that's 35, 42, and to be able to ask for help, that's strength. That's strength. I identify that as strength. I practice that within myself. So with Julius and his wife, they have 2 kids. They've been trying to actually get employment. Neither of them haven't been in front of employment, I would say, in about 8 to 7 months. I actually started a job readiness workshop program where I teach folks mark interviews, development pitches. We work on resume and cover letters. Not all the way to an expertise and professional level, but they feel self confident in it within themselves. And since we started, they both have better resumes, better cover letters. They feel great about, and they both actually landed jobs after just working with Martell. Not working with Martell, but just working with themselves and just putting themselves in a space with just me and other folks that's like this and they likeness too, trying to find a job. But they landed jobs and they doing well now.
As someone who spends so much time taking care of others, do you ever experience burnout?
Yes, all the time. And how I identify with burnouts is when I notice that like my shoulders are feeling a lot heavier. But that just comes with just the fact of, like I say, I help people with government aid. I help folks with domestic violence, help people with hygiene, essentials, household kits. Some people come in, maybe give me their story and be vulnerable with me due to the relationship and how long I actually knew, like, we bonded. So something they probably wouldn't be able to tell their sister or maybe their family member. We built that relationship that they able to like tell me these vulnerable things about themselves. And in this work, it's hard work. So a lot of times I try not to wear my heart on my sleeve, but I deal when you deal with people in the community every day, these people become your family at a point in time. Not to say that I play things too close, but that gives me the drive to go the extra mile for these folks. Because once they come, they explain their situation, they being vulnerable. Like I said, they open up and not being prideful about anything, and they're sharing some of the most critical things that might be going on within their life. But just the trust around that and me, I feel like the intention, how they feel when it comes from me, is not a bad intention. I know that, like, because I listen to them. And I don't try to, and I'm not here to provide a service to them. I'm here to be a servant of them. I love being used, and I feel that every community member, everyone that I encounter, feel the same way about that as well too.
Okay, so you experience burnout, but you love the work that you do. As someone who is a community servant, do you ever have difficulty asking for help?
Yes. So just being a strong, well, just being in this role, you identify as a hero. Like, I wake up every morning. I feel like I got to throw. Now I got to. I just throw my cape on, come outside. What's my next task? Like, what's my next mission? You know, like, so I run to the challenges, I would say. I have recently went public about me being homeless, but I wasn't really like homeless in the way like I have friends, family, and things like that to go sleep at homes and their houses and things like that. But I just really just practicing my two-way street of the work that I do. So I'm out 365. I'm helping folks, providing resources. This come from community members, the friends, the family, and I just want to see if it was like if I was able to be helped. And also, people may see me, like I said before, I have a business, I work for a non-for-profit, I have all these things going on. I just want to let people know that I also want to be vulnerable and share that people have dealings. They have their ups and they have their downs. And I just want people to respect me as authentic, you know.
What advice do you have for someone else who also may be struggling to ask for help?
Right now, something I would tell myself is just it don't hurt to ask at all. I don't mind people asking me for help. So why should you feel afraid to ask for help?
As someone who pours into others, how do you take care of yourself to ensure that you're not pouring from an empty cup?
I love to I like to rap. I love me time. Like, I love being alone. It helped me channel my thoughts better and execute them out. I love eating. I love to eat out.
What's your favorite kind of food?
I like soul food, but I also, if you were talking about my favorite dish, or like restaurant, I love Hooters. Like, I love wings, original hot to be exact.
Aside from indulging in a good meal, is there anything else that you like to do?
I just love pushing myself. So my ambition be growth. So like I'm always looking for. Well, I'm actually like since I'm in this space of like just being an executive director for my own non-for-profit, I've been more in the space of just actually networking. So I've been just trying to get out more to like networking events. So just meeting new folks. I'm actually in a space of just meeting new friends. I love new friends.
What advice do you have for someone who would like to be the middleman in their community? Where should they get started?
First, you should start with the small people in your community, the ones that actually matter that people may pass, the neighbors that get outside and pick up trash that's not even in front of their property or things like that. And then you go to your alderman. Your alderman most likely know all the funding projects or things that's collaborative work. They most likely have a newsletter with all the small businesses that do community works. And then also, as a business, a small business, you will just want to just tap into any local organization that may be nearby that serves in public relations or just help out with resources. And then from there, I believe at that point you should have your niche or like your skill. Like even before you approaching these folks, I feel like you should have a pitch, an elevated pitch, or just a pitch about yourself and who you is when you just networking in general, and see how you and the entity coexist, even if it's a voluntary internship situation. Just how to actually just get in the mix, and it goes from there.
Perfect. That's like the last full question. All right. That was some great advice. As we wrap up, go ahead and tell us what's next for Martell. What do you got going on?
So what's next is I'm actually doing a pumpkin patch event at our Inglewood Urban Farm Garden. It is located on 62nd 34 South Wolcott Avenue. You're going to see a huge brown fence. It's going to be super colorful, decorated out. It's going to be activated with the day of with just youth there. It's going to be food, fun, games. It's going to also be a small friends gathering party afterwards, after the event. So please don't miss it. It will be October 22nd, next Wednesday at 5:30. And also, if you're a hip hop fan or you like music, I'm also an artist. I go by the name of Sir Penny. Go check me out on YouTube. I also will be shooting my life video the day of the 22nd as well. So if you're a friend or family, you just want to get in the B-roll, definitely come through. My life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life. High life, high life, high life, high life, high life. How's life? Check it, nah. Wildlife, nah. My life, nah. So why lie? Nah. Check it. I grew up in Chicago street, nigga. I need to vacate to Long Beach, nigga. I made this topic for hungry. I was just fucked up and hungry, nigga. I manifested the old me, bigger. You can go dribble the ball, I can go dribble the ball. I'm the type of nigga making sure that my niggas is on, sure all my bitches is good, sure that the family's strong. I got some street niggas hooping, he tapping with Braun. If everybody played their part, this shit'd be large. 100,000 for a Cuban, this shit is bizarre. I'ma still eat my noodles with pieces of